Shirley, your Abundant Life Coach. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This month of August, we are talking about resetting. I know you're like, well, it's the middle of the year. Listen, there's never a bad time to reset. There is never a bad time to say, I'm not on the course that I want to be and I want to change course. And if that happens in the middle of the year, towards the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, whenever it happens, don't just keep going like you're on the road and you know you're on the wrong path and you're like, well, but I'm on the path, so I'm just going to keep going. That makes no sense, right? Same thing for your life. So what I want to talk to you about today in terms of resetting is you have got to set goals if you're resetting, right? Again, let's use this metaphor. If you're in a car and you're like, I'm going the wrong way. I need to reset. I need to correct course. Well, the first question you have to ask yourself is, where am I going? Right? Like, what am I trying to accomplish? Am I looking for food? Do I have a particular destination? You've got to know what your goals are. And I'm going to quote from a young girl. She's now 17, but she published a book called How to Set and Achieve Goals for Kids. It's Never Too Early to Shine. And as a 9-year-old, she published this book. And in this book, she said, a dream that is not written down is basically not a goal. So if you have a goal and you didn't write it down, it is a dream. Okay, let me say the right way she said it. A goal that is not written down is a dream. And how many of us started off the year too afraid to actually set goals? Too afraid to quote unquote make New Year's resolutions. And so it's like, oh, I'm just going to go with the flow. And then now you are here in August and you're going, wait a second, it's almost the end of the year. What am I doing? Where am I headed? Set goals. This means that you actually need to take some time and sit down. I have a whole template that I send my clients to help them really get a clear sense of where they are and then to understand what's not working for them where they are so that they can effectively figure out where it is they want to be. And then you set the goal. Now, of course, once you set the goal, you also now have to figure out a plan to achieve that goal. But you can't create a plan to achieve the goal until you know where you're going. It's like getting into your car, you have your GPS system, this amazing, piece of technology that was first created for the military that we now all have access to. And you're trying to program your GPS. What does it ask you? Where are you going? And if you don't know where you're going, how is this GPS? I don't care how expensive it is or fancy smashy it is, you have to give it that basic information. Where do I want to go? So anyone who's watching, if you're really interested in resetting, if you're really interested in taking your life to a whole different level, right now, you have to sit down. You have to take the time and get disciplined and say, where do I want to go? And let me give you a tip. This is one thing that trips people up in setting goals, right? They set goals a lot of times that are based on other people's desires for them. Well, my parents always wanted me to do this. Or I read that, nurses make a lot of money, so I'm going to go into nursing. Or my husband wants this from me. Or this is what my children expect from me. Or my pastor, or whatever, whoever it is that is influencing me. Or maybe it's social media. I saw so-and-so do so-and-so, so I'm going to do so-and-so. What I always tell people is once you've written down your goals, and don't write 20, you cannot pursue 20 goals at the same time and do any of them effectively. I would say have like maybe 3 top goals. There may be other things you're working on, but 3 major goals that you're focused on, you're measuring on a daily basis, right? What you want to do after you write that goal down, before you commit yourself to really pushing for that goal, is to ask yourself, why? Why is this goal important to me? I tell you, just this one step makes all the difference. When you talk about resetting and really setting yourself up for success, if you're able to effectively answer why this goal is important to you, and if your reasons why are really strong and really compelling, then guess what happens? No matter what the obstacles are, you're constantly reminded of your why. And that's what gives you the motivation to overcome the challenges that no doubt will come. Unless you just set some easy goal like, my goal is to breathe next minute and you're healthy. Well, yeah, you're probably going to be breathing next minute, okay? But if you're setting a challenging goal, there are going to be challenges. If you're setting a goal that's going to stretch you, if you're setting a goal that's going to drastically improve your life, it's going to stretch you, there are going to be challenges. And if you know your reason why, if you've taken the time, been disciplined enough to say, my goal is to weigh 150 pounds by December 30th. You now need to know exactly why. If your only reason why is, oh, I think it'll be kind of fun to be 150 pounds, well, guess what happens? That first minute that you have to desist from some meal that you really like, you're gonna go, I'm just, YOLO, you only live once, and you're gonna eat it because your goal is not compelling enough. Now, if your goal is, I wanna weigh 150 pounds by December 31st, because right now I'm having issues with my knees. Right now, my doctors have said I'm pre-diabetic. Right now, I realize that the path that I'm on, I've been gaining so much weight over time, and if I continue down this path, it's going to lead to a health crisis for me. Then there's a much more compelling why. One of the reasons I like to stay in shape is because I am determined that if it is up to me, I am going to be one of the funnest grandmas ever, right? I'm going to be the one with knee pads and elbow pads and a helmet, and I'm like, let's go roller skating, and let's go on the scooter, or let's go, I'm going to be that grandma. I'm going to be like, let's do it, right? But I can't do that if I'm completely out of shape, if I'm using a walker, all of those things. Now, please don't judge me. Things happen that are out of our control, and they happen. But I'm saying that so far that you can control something, my why for exercising every day are those grandbabies that I don't have, and I don't even know if my children will ever give me. But let me tell you, if they choose not to, I'm gonna find somebody's grandbaby, because I'm determined to be a fun grandma, okay? I'll be that neighborhood lady where people, stressed out mothers, drop off their kids, and their kids have the time of their life. That's my why. Did that energize you? Yeah, it energizes me. So, set your goals and be sure to write your why. And that's one essential step to resetting.